Hey everyone. I was just looking at my YouTube videos today and I realized that my last setup video was talking about the Razor shifts and I'm not skating them anymore. In the video, I talked about how great they were. I still like them. I still think they're pretty good. But if you've seen some of my previous videos, you'll know that I had been struggling and really wanting to skate the 909's, but I just couldn't make the fit work. And I've tried a whole bunch of different things, but I'm happy to say now that I'm back on 909's and I've figured out the fit situation. And I think it's for real this time. There was a video before where I thought that I had it pretty locked. I was skating my fit liners. They were actually the crowns, which are pretty beefy, but they're really thin in the toe. And I had downsized them enough so that I was just stretching out the neoprene to get room in the toe area. And my toe was still kind of touching, so it wasn't ideal, but it was skatable until it got cold. And then once it got cold, it was a no-go. Once it dropped below like 30 degrees and I hit my toe, it was serious. So I tried the Intuitions and they didn't work either, because even though they're super slim, the toe area is not as thin because it's like the same material all around. So with like other liners, like the Rain liner or the Rossi's RL1 that I'm skating now, there's neoprene in the toe, so you can kind of get a little bit of a smaller liner and stretch it out and save some room in the length. So the RL1, as I mentioned, is what I'm skating. And this is my current setup that I'm super psyched about. The RL1 is great because it's nice and thin like the Intuition. I think it's got a little more padding in the sides, which I like, but it's still very thin everywhere else. But it also has a neoprene toe that the Intuition does not have. And I think that little piece helps these to fit me even better. So the fit on these is dialed in. I'm very excited about them. No pun intended. And I'm still skating the Kaiser Slimline. No, not the Slimline. These are the Fluid 5 frames. This is Kaiser's current flat frame. And I've been skating them for a while. As you can see, they're pretty... Actually, they look fine. They look fine here. But they're well skated. I love them. They're really great. I wanted a traditional flat setup that still had some wheel bite protection and was pretty forgiving for skating flat, because I'm mostly a grinder, and not only am I mostly a grinder, I'm also someone who mainly skates ledges. So having a flat setup that was also easy for that kind of stuff, for someone who's not like super good. I'm certainly not the greatest skater, and I'm also pretty old, and my knees don't bend like they used to. So I love skating flat, and I highly recommend this setup. I think it's almost as good in terms of wheel bite protection as the Wish frame. I thought the Wish frame was great, but I really wanted a lower profile frame in a more traditional flat setup. So I'm currently skating the Dead 5895s in the middle. And I have a pretty weird setup right now, actually. I have undercover 55s on the outside because I realized that I like a bit of a rocker, and this is a pretty aggressive rocker. And to be honest, I haven't tried it yet, but I will report back. I'm kind of excited about it. I really like the way a rocker feels, but this might be too much. But we'll see. I think it might not either, because before this I was skating 55s with 54s on the outside, and that I couldn't even tell it was a rocker. Is also a little too small. So this 58 in the middle, we'll see. I'm also skating the USD Sway sole plates. on here. Again, I did a video where I reviewed the sway plates on the 909's, and a video when I was still skating the other 909's with my fit liners before I couldn't take the pain anymore. These sole plates are nice if you want a little extra sole room, especially in the back. These are a nice upgrade. However, I might switch back to the them soles because they do slide better. When I bought this setup, as these were the 2 Easies, as you can see from the 8-ball, and I skated them for a few, like just in the stock setup, because I wanted to try out the them frames, and I forgot how nice the them sole plate slide, so I actually ordered another pair of those, and I might skate them again. The sole space is definitely bigger on these, but it's not a dramatic difference, and to be honest, that's not something that I'm that concerned with. I used to skate M12, so big sole plates are not something that I require. What else? I did notice that these Danny Veer shells, you can see that I'm skating these, help with the fit even more because they're flexier than the white ones. So I had the white 909's before, and going back and forth between the two, I noticed that I get some pressure on the sides here, like almost like in the Royale backslide area. And when I switched to these, I didn't get it at all. And it seems like the material of the clear shells is softer. So that's pretty cool. Some other thoughts in terms of setup. I'm actually running the cuffs in the lower setup right now, and I was sort of I don't know, I really liked them in the tall setting before, and I was sort of pushing it as like the best setup because they flex a little bit better in the tall setup. However, I think that depends on how you have them set up. In the past, I was running a big heel pad in these skates, and I think the big heel pad was offsetting the difference. So when I had them in the low setting with the heel pad, I was getting a lot of weird ankle pressure because my foot was up too high. So now I'm not skating a heel pad. I'm just skating I'll show you. Skating a Superfeet black insole. So inside my liner, I have the Superfeet black, and then nothing else. I don't have like the Rossi's liner in there. And I actually took the Rossi's footbed and I put it in the shell because it has a little tiny heel pad, because I wanted a little bit of cushion back there. But what I found was skating without a heel pad and putting the cuff on the lower setting, I got much better heel lock. So I don't get any heel lift anymore, to be honest. And I also switched to that heel lock lacing. If you don't know what that is, you could just like do a Google image search. But basically, when you're lacing, you go up to the top and you do like just this one to the next one, and then you lace it normal for the next one and then pull it back through. And I don't know what kind of magic it does, but it really allows you to kind of torque your foot in there. So that's pretty sweet. I like that. As you can see, there's some FKPB graphics in here. I just cut some vinyl and put them inside this shell in reverse. Thought that was a pretty cool look for these. But I'm really psyched about this setup. Feels really good. I've been skating them a lot. I'm actually I'm filming a street section for 2021 with my friend Jamie Moret. he's doing one too. And we already started filming. I got some clips and these skates. They're feeling good. Taking them to the streets. I'm finding out that skating street is a lot harder than I remember because I'm just used to parks and nice smooth ground and perfect obstacles, but it's a fun challenge and definitely excited about it. So that's it. I just wanted to wrap up. I just wanted to do a quick video, talk about my setup and let you guys know that I'm back on them. I'm very excited to be able to skate them. I really love the brand. Was bummed that I wasn't able to skate them before. Definitely want to be giving my money to John Julio and the Dem brand as opposed to Razors. So hope some of you found this interesting. These are my skates.